Welcome. You are about to witness an inspiring performance of Strong Connections. I'm Marilyn Panicki, Executive Director of Adoptions Unlimited. Adoptions Unlimited exists to create adoption awareness and to link children in foster care who want to be adopted with families who want to adopt. We also have a federal grant, the Family Connections Project, whose purpose is to help youth achieve permanency while maintaining connections with their birth family. While implementing this project, we learned more about the plight of youth exiting foster care without any connection to stable adults. One of the ways to help others understand the needs of youth leaving foster care is the creation of this play. The idea for a play is the result of our project director, Margaret Burke's exposure to a production by the Still Point Theater Collective. After that, Margaret brought the idea of a play to me. We went to see a Still Point production, and the concept for a play written and performed by foster care alumni was born. We searched for foster care alums, found our very talented cast, and partnered with Still Point Theater Collective to develop this play. Enjoy.
I grew up in foster care, as did my siblings. We were separated though. My sister, the baby, she got adopted. That was hard on us. All we ever had was each other.
I grew up in foster care. I was surrounded by the life, the drugs, the folks outside of the school, the dealing. I struggled because I was different.
I was different.
But through it all, I hung on to myself.
I've been hanging on. I know it doesn't matter what the other kids say.
I grew up in care. I lived in 3 group homes, Aunt Martha's, Edison Park Home, and UCAN. My savior was music, rap. It carried me through. That's how I got through.
I grew up in foster care. All I've ever wanted was to be someone special. All I've ever wanted was to find my home, to make my home.
I grew up in foster care.
Me too. Although I guess it depends on what you mean by growing up. Growing up? Aren't those words supposed to mean progress?
Hey, I lived through abuse.
Me too.
And I am still here.
I am still here.
These are our stories, more than just our stories.
We'll tell you the truth for those here and not here.
For everyone like us.
We're telling it, we're singing it, we're rhyming it.
We grew up in foster care.
And here is how it went.
I remember when I first wanted to do music. When I was 12, I was sent to a retarded home because my aunt wanted to get more money to take care of me. When they found out nothing was wrong, I got bitter and started writing about it. Everything that happened bad, I wanted to write. It would help me relieve stress, music. Now when I talk about music, my life is involved, starting with my rap name, VI, the group home felon, because that's where I was at. All my high school years, group home after group home. Then there's the company name I used to publish my music, 14-Day Notice Publishing, because my aunt issued a 14-day notice on me and my sister to move out of her house. And whenever I rhyme or write, that's all that's in the back of my mind. I told myself that I would never give up on music because it helped me stay out of so much trouble. I was writing till my knuckles cracked. My man Fred, he helped me out through some of my hard times later on in life. And now we have a connection, and that's music. You dig? Another one of them episodes where you gotta be strong and find your way in the world with the connections. Move on with them. Got my boy James in here. Hey, 1, 2, 3, go. As we go right, we end up being wrong and put them same wrongs into a song. If you feel weak, pick something up that's strong and the connections and make you move. As we go right, we end up being wrong and put them same wrongs into a song. If you feel weak, pick something up that's strong and the connections and make you move. My life is a struggle for real. Go through what I went through to see how it feels to be called a client or a caseload number. They sat right by us and took life from us. Strong connections, but my heart is weak. Go in and out my life, but do it with ease. It's hope in my lyrics, relief from the brain. Speak from the heart, that's the way I was raised.
Yes, sir.
Down the street is a church and a school for the nerds. Next corner is a dude that got something to serve. It ain't love. It ain't hope, probably the same guy that gave mommy dope. Daddy's gone with a lady that's hooking. Being in the group home was the biggest whooping. Yeah, I still got several wounds open. Shouts to my aunt for the 14-day notice. As we go right, we end up being wrong and put them same wrongs into a song. If you feel weak, pick something up that's strong and the connections can make you move. As we go right, we end up being wrong and put them same wrongs into a song. If you feel weak, pick something up that's strong and connections that make you move.
Growing in the system was a daily struggle. My mom's on crack, my pop's on his daily guzzle. Dysfunctional parents left me amazed and puzzled. Government checks weren't enough, so I was forced to hustle. Wanted to bubble, but we lived too close to trouble. We played in the park, right where the folks would scuffle. And my siblings, all having children out of wedlock. My cousin Tony, they found him dead from my headshot. Everybody said a normal kid is what Fred not. My life was a group home novel, a lot of dead plots. From the place where police is seizing weapons. Reason why kids join gangs to be connected. I wanna give them advice, but they don't see the lesson. Believe we stressing, but hope y'all receive my message. Sometimes I feel so weak. That's when I jump back on my feet, cause being strong deep in my essence.
As we go right,
we end up being wrong.
They put them same wrongs
into a song. If you feel weak,
pick something up that's strong and connections to make you move.
As we go right, we end up being wrong
and put them same wrongs
into a song.
If you feel weak, pick something up that's strong
and the connections to make you move.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Connections, baby.
Yeah,
feel me?
Find somebody to connect with, dog.
Get it in.
Yeah. As we go right, end up being wrong. But them same wrongs.
Yeah.
If you feel weak, pick up something that's strong and the connections to make you move. Yeah.
By writing the strong connections piece, it just made me aware that having the strong connections is important in life. And I took it lightly as a kid, but having connections, whether it's your family member or it's a mentor or it's just somebody that you record music with, a connection with somebody is always needed because somebody else's opinion might shine with what you're trying to do. So you always have to expect the unexpected when it comes to building connections, and that's one thing that you have to do is open up your heart. That's how it all starts, and then the next thing you know, you're connecting with people on a whole nother level that you would have never thought it would be.
Somebody help. Help me, please. I'm crying out loud, and I'm down on my knees. When I was young, I was deprived of so much. I barely had a father figure or even felt my mom's gentle touch. I've been stared at. I've been talked about. I've been beaten, neglected. At 5, I was raped. I already know. In order for you all to believe this, you just might have to see it on videotape. So much stuff has gone so wrong. Hearing my life story is like another sad love song. I was in this world so all alone. Mama was on crack and heroin too. Somebody please tell me what was going on. I even walked to school at the age of 4 all by myself. And also, Mama had no knowledge of my health. Don't get me wrong, I love her so much. I just wish I could feel her love, kisses, and her precious, gentle, motherly touch. Of 3 children, I am the middle child, but nobody noticed me. Yeah, that was so wild. I even helped big brother and little sister learn how to read, but again, nobody, I mean nobody praised me for my good deeds. At the age of 6, I was running from danger. I didn't know who to run to. For God, He was just a stranger. Entering the projects, getting pulled over by the cops. Me and baby sister, we cried and cried as they searched our shoes, mouths, and our socks for the drugs that they just knew Mommy had. Help me please. This is getting way too sad. Remembering the times witnessing folks rob banks and snort crack cocaine. They even made me get the straws and the Coke cans for them. I know it's just a shame. Watching Mommy and stepdaddy fight on the daily basis, the result was black eyes, busted lips, and bruised up faces. Ducking and dodging the bullets that were shot at stepdaddy. I was only 6. Lord, He must have knew I just wasn't ready. And my daddy, he didn't make it any better. At 25, I'm still waiting on him to verbalize an I love you or even write it in a letter. Believe it or not, it all still hurts today, though I have instilled in me, if there's a will, then there must be a way. A desperate child's plea to you from me.
I wrote that piece when I was 13 years old. I was living in a foster home, and I felt so restricted when I was in that home. And actually, I was on punishment during the time, and for no apparent reason at all, at least not to my understanding. And I was crying out for help from someone, to somebody, and I didn't know exactly who I was talking to. However, I did feel the need to have that help. And while I was writing that piece, I found myself just talking about things that were bothering me that I've never been able to talk about before. And so having this opportunity has given me, again, a chance to talk about all of what I was feeling at 14 years old that I never was able to tell anyone else.
I want many things. I have become addicted to getting things that I want, things that I have been unable to receive. A family. I want a family. I want someone that I can lean on. I want someone who I can call on when times get tough. I want someone to depend on. I want someone to encourage me. I want a lot of things, but are these things needs or wants? A necessity shouldn't be a distant dream.
My name is Cameron, and I am a member of Still Point Theater Collective as an actress and as a facilitator. My role has been an assistant director. Now, I must mention that I have never been a part of the foster care system. However, I stepped in because one of the actors was not able to make it for this filming. It has been an honor and a pleasure and a very rewarding experience being a part of this project. I've cried many times listening to the stories of the youth here, and they have taught me so much through their stories.
It's time to move.
Loud, bright lights drive beside me. I'm surrounded by men that take me to my aunt's home. We stay there for some time while other siblings are born.
All I remember was my book, my Tribe Called Quest cassette tape, my pictures torn off the wall, my clothes bagged, and my GAL saying, "It's time to leave."
It's time to move.
I moved from one temporary home to the next, only keeping enough to have in a plastic bag. Sometimes we didn't even get a notice, so we left with nothing. Had to wait for the voucher to kick in. You know, we went home a couple of times to my mom's house, but that was never permanent.
I went from group home to hospitals to more group homes. And every other place I lived, I would see the local corner stores, churches, and liquor stores. And on every corner, there were drunkies and homeless people looking comfortable on their corner. And I was jealous because they had a home, even if it was just a street corner.
It's time to move.
I left foster care without a home to call my own. I promised myself that I was never going to live out of plastic bags and suitcases again. When I was in college, I was homeless. Every break, I had nowhere to go. I was a gypsy living from place to place.
Independent living was like freedom from them group homes. I partied, I recorded music, and I got evicted.
It's time to move.
Now that I am a proud parent and I have a home to call my own, and so does my son, I learned that home is where your heart is. It's with him, and he'll never know what it's like to be without a home.
I finally realized what home was when I seen my daughter listening to MF Doom with a hand extended to the sky and a finger pointing up. The meaning of home is something that's permanent and never interrupted.
It's time to move.
I'm not moving. Are you moving?
No, I'm not moving.
Being a part of this play and being asked to be a part of this play was exciting. I was able to tell my life story or bits and pieces of it that was different. I wasn't on display. No one was going to judge me. I was able to just act it out and put the passion in it.
Here's something I remember. I remember how I used to eat the salami lunch meat with the little black spices in it. Before she left, my mom would go to the store, the corner store, by the way, because where we're from, there's not many grocery stores. She used to always go and get 5 packs of lunch meat. And if you know like I know, there's a lot of ways you can eat that lunch meat. First, you can toast it and fry the meat, put some cheese on it. Or what else you can do is eat it fresh from the pack, just the same way you feed a dog. Third, what you can do is you can dress it up. You know, put some mayo, some lettuce, cheese, whatever you like, even some cucumbers. But lastly, the one that I preferred most was that we used to run our meat right under the faucet water, let the grease get off of it. Yeah, that was my piece right there. My grandmother, she used to send me to the store all the time with a grocery list, and she'd tell me I can keep the change. And it usually went something like this. Freddie? Frederick Lamar Long, I need you to go to the store. I need you to get some lunch meat. Make sure that you get 5 cans of certified pop, no Diet Coke, Pepsi, none of that. And make sure you stop at the dollar store and get 10 combs. Yeah, and some washing powder and bleach too. The change is usually about $2, but I was looking forward to that $2, along with my salami sandwich. I really wanted to tell it because, you know, I wanted people to understand, you know, there's certain perceptions. I want to let people know I'm from, you know, some of, you know, the worst neighborhoods, you know, in our nation, in south side of Chicago, and that I did go through all of these steps, you know, in order to get to the point where I'm at today as a professional. But sometimes young people just see us, you know, as adults, and they kind of not tend to, look, man, I done been eating salami, we ate ramen noodles. I could have made a scene about Roman noodles. We ain't call them ramen noodles, Roman noodles. And it'll have been the same kind of, you know, funny, kind of, you know, charismatic as salami.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby.
Somewhere Over the Rainbow was the song I remember. I remember my costume. I felt so special. A dress just for me. My teacher put red glitter all over my white shoes because we couldn't afford to buy red ones. My hair was perfect in 2 Shirley Temple curls. I played the part of Dorothy. I was Dorothy. It didn't matter to me who came. All that mattered was that my mom showed up. I needed her to know there's no place like home.
Someday I wished upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me. where troubles melt like lemon drops, away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me.
The story was perfect. Here was DCFS, the witch, trying everything they could to keep me away from my mother. At least that's what I thought then. But to a 9-year-old who has moved several times and has had to make new friends and family every time she turned around, there's no place like home. I just wanted my mother to know that I could just click my heels and go home. I tried it a couple times after the play. It didn't work. I was just pretending. I was pretending to be Dorothy. For that moment, my mother and I are pretending that everything was normal, that there was no place like home. I later learned that home is where you make it. Like when we used to have Thanksgiving dinner at the Salvation Army at Baskin Robbins, that was home. We were together. I will always be her, Dorothy on stage, letting my mom know there's no place like home, and she'll always be home.
If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't I?
Somewhere Over the Rainbow is a skit that is close to my heart. My mother has always been my hero. Despite her mental illness, despite the reason why we're in foster care or we were in foster care, my mother never gave up on us. And that's something that people in the mental health field need to know, people in child welfare, people just in the community need to know that there are capabilities beyond our reach, beyond the black and white policy and research that's out there, that it's the love, and that will always be there.
The group home felon is this kid that never goes out and do anything. He points fingers. He feels abused. He curses people out. He don't like you. He'll be the first to tell you, kiss my ass. Through it all, he raps about life, chicks, and running away. But he never did because of his name. He stays at the group home. He loves being blamed so he can lash out. When somebody accuses him of stealing, he'll be the first to write about you. He'll tell you to kick rocks. He gets restrained by people he don't even know. He goes on store pass just to stand in front of the store so people can say something to him. He asks them, "Can you buy me a pack of Newports?" He's 16 and goes to school and goes every day. He likes his eyes to be red and not from crying.
I felt like the project was a reflection of my life. It kind of reflects some of the things that I've been through while I was in the system, and it's another way for me to vent and show youth that there's better ways than using guns and hand knives to abuse people. You could really abuse people with words. Don't let nobody tell you that words don't hurt, because they could take it personal. And the way this play is set up, a lot of things are personal, and you know, some of my family members might take it personal, but hey, it is what it is. That's what I'm used to vent.
I look through my window, watching the clouds pass me by.
Oh, I look through my window, wondering why. Hey, but I say to myself, it's gonna be okay, 'cause I'm breaking out of here. Ain't got no more fears. I'm breaking out of here, breaking out of here. Ain't got no more tears. I'm breaking out of here.
I look through my window, watching the time pass me by.
Oh, I look through my window, wondering myself, it's gonna be okay, 'cause I'm breaking out of here. Ain't got no more fear. I'm breaking out of here, breaking out of here. Ain't got no more tears. I'm breaking out of here. Like an eagle flies, a stallion glides. When I count to 4, I'll be out the door. Oh, I look through my window, watching time pass me by. Oh, I look through my window as a tear drops down my eyes. But I say to myself, it's gonna be okay, 'cause I'm breaking out of here. Ain't got no more fears. I'm breaking out of here, breaking out of here. Ain't got no more tears. I'm breaking out of here, breaking out of here. Ain't got no more fears. I'm breaking out of here, breaking out of here. Ain't got no more tears. I'm breaking out of here.
At the end of this, the one thing I want everyone to walk away with is awareness that life is never perfect, and there are some people who might actually have things worse going on in their life than you do. I mean, you might grow up thinking you have the worst life ever, but if you look and see, actually count your blessings, you'll see that some people don't have the kind of blessings that you have now or that you had when you were growing up.
Hi, thank you for coming out to listen to me speak about why it's important to extend services for young people who are about to emancipate. I remember when I was getting ready to emancipate, I was so frightened at the thought of being truly independent. I did not feel as though I was prepared for this transition. In fact, I still struggle at the thought of my own independence. Now at 25 years old, people who may not have had the misfortune of living through my traumatic experiences may assume that I should be prepared for the world. Didn't anybody tell them that people like me are still trying to overcome challenges faced many years ago? Or that the past is still alive and thriving? I am still trying to overcome some of those same challenges. Now, I don't say this because I need a pity party of some sort, but yet I say this because I am still crying on the inside. People like me are still crying out for your help, for anybody's help. See, as I sit back and look at all the people around me, let's say the more consistent ones, those who I identify as my chosen family, sometimes I feel as though I am still at a loss, and I have no idea where to pick up the pieces to my own life.
I think that, you know, the real purpose of theater is to build connection between people. That's what I believe. You know, it started off as a sacred art form. And so I think at its highest and best use, that's what it does. And with this piece, especially, I see how it's built connection between the cast members. It has built, and it continues to build connections between them and the audiences that they perform it for. It builds empathy and compassion, and it's healing.
Dear Ward, we are pleased to inform you that you have been deemed an adult by the courts, the government, and all the agencies across the nation, now at 21 years old. Congratulations. You must be some special child. At this age, even I myself and most people I know weren't expected to do all the things that you are now required to do, and on your own at that. Sayonara, my fellow friend. I know that by now you must have established so many wonderful relationships since you've lived from place to place. And if not, I know you must have acquired all of the survival skills needed to adapt in this crazy society with those incredible life skill classes that lasted for 6 long weeks that really wasn't mandated or incorporated into most of the programs some agencies entail. And we even did you a favor and moved all of your belongings out of your apartment for you so that you could make room for the next client who is just now getting ready to experience living on their own prior to the last 6 months of their emancipation. Yes, we know your credit score isn't as good as it needs to be to get a new apartment. However, we'll be sending up our prayers, hoping that someone will feel sorry enough for you to allow you to sign a lease. Even after knowing you almost all of your life, we all still feel so sorry for you, so I'm sure they will as well. And if they don't, our resource book is always readily available for people like you. But I will warn you, the government drastically cut fundings for programs, so give yourself approximately a full day to make calls to ensure that those programs are still available. Maybe you can continue to saving up for that shiny new car that you've always wanted. Hey, DCFS even did you a favor and helped you to save almost $300. Wow, kiddo, look how rich you are. Oh, and by the way, McDonald's around the corner from your old apartment is hiring. If you need me to write you a reference letter, trust me, I don't mind helping you out a bit. I'm sure that letter will definitely work in your favor, even though you don't have your GED yet. I know the manager, so I'm certain he'll give you 20 hours instead of the 16 that they're hiring for. Just make sure you can get to work every day and on time. So you must be sure to borrow bus fare from your neighbors the night before. Oh yeah, and make sure you have childcare set up for those 2 beautiful children. Be careful on your feet. I know you're expecting another baby. We wouldn't want any lawsuits now, would we? Smile, child. You're such a success story. No ever getting locked up in jail, no running away. And hey, although you were beaten, you didn't even beat your own children. Even when times got tougher than tough, you have conquered many challenges that even I, an educated, privileged, loved individual, couldn't withstand. Oh, I know you aren't going to hear this anymore, so I'll say it now. Happy birthday to you and your children. Happy Mother's Day, and happy Father's Day with your single self. Happy Halloween, happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year's. Forgive me if I left anything out, but you get the drift. Case closed and good riddance with your grown self.
My hope is to raise awareness to everyone who has some sort of involvement with the system and just let them know that that is very important for people who are in the system to maintain or obtain strong connections with other people, and just the importance behind that essentially, and how if those connections are not made, how detrimental that could be to someone.
Freedom. Don't you know it's like slavery? You ain't got to answer any caseworkers or GALs. You made it. You made it out of the system. You are no longer a victim. You are no longer a group home felon. Independence is your friend. It's what you've looked forward to ever since you learned about it. When you and the court people meet for the last dance, when you feel the weight off your shoulders, I'm free. Now it's just me. It was something that was easy to drink, but hard to swallow. I went from the group home into independent living at 17. That was the plan my GAL came up with.
Hey, I thought it was a good idea.
I had some support going in. I had JP, and he was my mentor. He helped me out with a place to stay, advice, and support. When I went out on my own, he encouraged me.
Man, you can do this, man.
So in August, I got my place. It was nice. I had a place for my kicks, had a place for my outfits, had big speakers, had a nice kitchen. The place was mine. It was just me. I was having the time of my life. I was smoking, drinking, inviting women to stay over, and having parties every other weekend.
Woo! Woo! Ooh, boy. Ooh.
Yeah, I was having so much fun, I ain't need anyone else. I even stopped talking to JP. I ain't need to. I had it all under control. At least I thought I did, until February came.
Uh-oh.
I was in a crowd of people at a party. All of a sudden, my page would go off. Man, that's my caseworker. I used somebody's phone to check my voicemail. When I heard that voicemail, everything changed.
Beep. Victor, you are being evicted. You have 1 week to get your stuff out.
I was all alone. It was just me. It was a crash and burn. I ended up talking back to JP. Even though I lost that apartment, he helped me get back on track. He told me,
Man, you gotta get more credit hours and you gotta get a job, man.
even though I lost that apartment, he helped me get back on track. He wished I reached out sooner. I wish I had too. So here it is. When reality struck and you out on your own and you don't know what to do, will you be aware? Will you be aware of how it is out here in the real world? Will you know what to do when that emancipation date comes along? 21 years of age, being grown, you're supposed to know what to do. See, these are the years that you find out how much you need DCFS. These are the years that you find out that you may need someone.
I fall down. I fall down when I feel there is nowhere else to turn. I fall down when I feel there is no one to count on. I fall down when I feel that there is no hope. I fall down when I feel that the people are not helping me to stand. I fall down when I know that the walls are closing in on me. I fall down when I think of all the things that I had been through. I fall down when I think of all the things that coulda, woulda, shoulda, but weren't.
I hope that the people who see it will come away with an understanding of what it's like to be someone who has grown up in the foster care system, the struggles that they have, and a feeling of connectedness to them, and a desire to do something to help in that system.
Though separated from love and trust, you must never forget the feeling.
Many people get separated from their families in life.
Many people get separated from their families in life.
You think this pain will destroy them, this gap in their hearts.
Though I believe that this loss makes them stronger.
They may be scared by this act of abandonment, but deep in their hearts, in the place where they don't usually let others see, they become something more.
As evil can move a man to do evil deeds, loss forever changes the barriers too.
The world is now seen differently.
These eyes now see more than black or white, more than right or wrong.
These eyes see a world of opportunity, created in a space where the lost used to live.
These eyes see good in everything.
These eyes contain the memory of
peace,
love,
and of righteousness.
The coming of another day. Some of these memories may be false,
but the effect that comes from this warm-hearted feeling
is as real as the memory itself.
I initially didn't want to start doing the play because I didn't want to bring up feelings and write about stories that happened in my life when I was in the system. But as I did the play and as I became friends with all the actors, it opened up like feelings of happiness about I have partners who've gone through the same thing I've gone through. People come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. When you figure out which one it is, you'll know what to do.
Her name was Crystal Bunton, and I think she came here for a reason, supposedly for a season, as a case manager. But the commitment that she has shown will be with me, I believe, for a lifetime.
When someone comes into your life for a reason, it is usually to meet a need you have expressed.
The reason, to be a case manager, to be someone who acted as an activist for me, to be someone who cared about children, to be someone who would assume the role of parent. Although that was placed with people who weren't my parents, Crystal Bunton went to school to be a social worker and instead ended up as a caretaker.
When someone comes into your life for a season, it is because it is your turn to love, share, and grow.
The season. Until I got adopted. Until I found a home. Until someone wanted a teenage girl. Until somebody wanted a teenage girl and boy. Until DCFS said that my case has been transferred. Until I moved in with my brother's godmother.
Lifetime relationships teach you lifetime lessons. You must build upon this in order to sustain an emotional foundation.
Krista was beyond a case manager. She was beyond acting as an activist for me. She was beyond acting as a parent. She tried to make me happy.
The prayer you sent up has been answered.
Believe it. It is real.
It is your job to accept the lessons, love the person, and put what you have used to all other relationships and areas of your life.
Thank you, Crystal.
I was very honored to be mentioned in this play. I'm a social worker and I'm a part of the helping profession, and my job is to bring about change in people's lives.
I used to walk to the store all the time, and no matter what it was, I could be going for my grandma's grocery list, some laundry detergent, chips, bread, whatever. Every time I would walk to the store, there was Charlie Wine. He would always be drinking. Charlie Wine would always be cleaning up the storefront just to get enough change to get his wine, which we knew was alcohol. Everybody knew Charlie Wine. He would always say,
"Oh, what up, young blood?"
Everyone who went into the store treated Charlie Wine like a homeless person, which he was, but I never treated him like that. I don't know why, but I always treated Charlie Wine with respect, and he always gave me some type of advice, knowledge, or saying in regards to life.
You are never too far from your loved ones.
One time he said,
"Keep your enemies close."
Man, what the... Man, I was bugging, like, where'd that come from? Charlie Wine didn't have a real name. He did, but I didn't know it. And I like to give people nicknames anyway. That's a whole nother story. One time, Charlie Wine told me, pay attention to life lessons. And although he's not around, Charlie Wine would always be a friend of mine. And that's no matter what. Charlie.
I am writing about someone who is currently in my life. She is my foster parent. She's been in my life for 11 years now, since I was 15. I wrote about her because it brings a different side of the foster care experience. A lot of young people feel like the foster parents are doing it for money, that they don't really care about them, and it was just the total opposite with me. I knew that this woman genuinely loved and cared for me, and even after I graduated from high school and went off to college, every week, every Sunday, I'm at her house still eating Sunday dinner.
Dear Oni, I can't remember. How was your sweet 16th birthday? Did you enjoy it? Well, I am writing you from the future to tell you a few things that will make this difficult time in your life easier. So listen up. That new foster home that you moved into in March will be your last. The woman, Eltha Riley, is going to become one of the best people that you come across in life. Cherish every moment with her. Continue to follow your gut feelings, trusting and confiding in her. Adore her, for she is naturally beautiful inside and out. Listen to her wisdom and feed on her experiences in life as a woman. Eltha will be there for you to help guide you to making some of the most important decisions in your life. Follow the examples that she shows you on how to be a great mother, and always keep God first. Outside of that, always believe in yourself, stay positive, and focus on school. Forgive, forget, in order to progress. Love, me.
We have this thing in, where we're from and where I come from on the south side of Chicago where we say, you know, do you feel me? And it's basically saying, can you empathize, you know, with my situation? And that's all that, you know, I'm hoping that people can connect with and then be able to begin to build better relationships with young people who are currently going through those situations that we're describing.
Yeah. I know there's some hope in this building. I'm looking for it. Is it over there? Is it over there? Is it in the middle? I don't know. I don't really know. But when I find it, just know I'ma hold tight to it. Cause I'm connected. Yo.
Yes.
Yo. Give me hope, or give me a rope, so I can go bungee in the cold like lunch meat. Wish for a better future with a past like a slave. No hope for high school when your room's like a cave. Coke powder was my sheets, crack rock was the pillow. My grandma died, nobody around to give hope. So what am I here for? When everybody around me damn near broke, I got problems of my own to get over. I told the group home staff, it ain't a game, you can't control us. They tried to soak us just like a towel, but now when they see me, they gotta take a bow. Cause connections gave me hope, a whole lot of faith. But I know for sure it ain't the end of the race. I'm still growing even though I'm grown. Ain't no hope in this building, on that note I'm gone. Connections gave me hope, a whole lot of faith. But I know for sure it ain't the end of the race. Connections gave me hope, a whole lot of faith. But I know for sure it ain't the end of the race. Connections gave me hope, a whole lot of faith. But I know for sure it ain't the end of the race. Connections gave me hope, a whole lot of faith. But I know for sure it ain't the end of the race. Ain't the end. We connected up here. Do you have your connections out there? We can be connected together. Cuban link style, you feel me? Ha! Love it. Give me some of that hope.
H-O-P-E.
I'm knocking at the door. Ah!